Welcome viewers to another Shark Squadron tutorial. This is your host Shark31, and today we'll be covering the use of air-to-air weaponry on the Hornet. In this video we'll be using the A-18C and AIM-9X with the targeting pod. This will also apply to the AIM-7 as there aren't many differences in deployment other than you need a solid lock with the radar. So, we'll check radars on, flares on, master arms on, air-to-air modes on, IFFs on, both data links are on, and the SA page is being shown. We'll increase the range of the SA page, and you can see we have what looks like 3 contacts being shown. We have a hollow green circle, a solid green circle, and that 2 symbol there is showing a radar track. So we'll use the weapon select hat to select the AIM-120, we'll press that right, and then we will assign priority sensor to the right, the sensor control switch right, and bump out the radar ring. There we go, so we can see our target. Now we'll set the radar to TWS by pressing this push button here, into TWS, and set PRF to high. This will increase the range of the radar, and we'll now fly towards our targets. Now, the range of the AIM-7 and AIM-120 is dependent on your altitude and your speed, as well as the altitude of the target and their closure rate. A higher closure rate and higher altitude means the missile will go further. So we'll increase altitude to 30,000 feet as we fly towards them. Now you can adjust the area the radar is scanning using this push button, that is the azimuth. You go 20, 40, 60, 80, and this is the vertical scan. So 2 bars means it will scan 2 slices of the sky, 4 slices, 6. Now as you increase the vertical scan size, it will bring down the horizontal size. So if you want to do a wide scan, you can only do now a horizontal scan, and vice versa. We'll keep that at 60, that's good. So you can see the TWS has locked up a friendly, as you can see by the friend box. And if we set the targeting pod to flare, narrow, and zoom that in, you can confirm that looks to be an F-16. If we sensor control switch right again, we should be able to lock that at some point. Okay, so you can see now we're losing lock, and that's because PRF doesn't work within about 20 to 30 miles, or if the target has a low rate of closure. You'll need to go into medium PRF, which we'll do now, to maintain lock of a friendly. And now we've locked the AWACS, I believe. Yep, we locked the AWACS on medium PRF. But if we sensor control switch right, that will put us into a solid single target track. There we go. So that would allow us to launch an AIM-7 as we have a single target track. You can see RTS TWS, and we will use the nozzle steering switch to break lock. So now we'll use the radar antenna elevation, which is what you use to zoom in the flare, and decrease the range using the MFD, and fly until we get this target in range. There we go, target's in range, you see that 1 there. Target is now set as a target, it's now locked. You see that diamond there with the chevron on top of it. Now to get off the flare for a moment and come to the SL page, set auto IFF. Now you can see because we have the AWACS and also a 29 radar return, we can confirm that is a MiG-29 Fulcrum, and that is a Bandit. But if we didn't know that, we didn't have the AWACS telling us that, or the RWR returns, we come over to the flare and get the flare to lock up the bandit and see what it is. Yep, so you can see the flare's not looking at the bandit. We set it to, yeah, we can see that is a MiG-29 kind of outline there. We can confirm that is indeed a bandit. Put the radar back into medium. Yeah, so you can see that AWACS has lost track of the target, so now it's appearing as a yellow icon, not a red icon. So that means it's not friendly, but it's also not hostile. We don't know. At least the radar doesn't know, so that means we need to figure it out ourselves, which we can do using T-Pod or your eyes. So we'll wait until the bandit is in range, set the radar to auto mode and do a narrower scan to keep the bandit in our sights. Now, that set of lines down there indicates the predicted range of your missile. The top line is the complete max range, assuming the bandit doesn't make any maneuvers whatsoever at the point of launch, and the bottom line is the range assuming the bandit tries to turn and run away. So within that second line, below that point, which is normally about 10 miles roughly, more or less, below that point, even if the bandit maneuvers and tries to run away, it'll still be hit. So you can see it's within the big line, within the top line. That big line's getting bigger because the bandit's nose hot to us now. So we'll wait until we get to that bottom line and also turn on the HMD. Okay, so now we're within that line. We are getting, so we're in range now. We could fire, and that would be a guaranteed kill. Now I'll also demonstrate the BFM modes of the radar. So you see, we have the HMD on. We're getting the same symbology on the hood as we are on the HIMIX with the shoot cues. I'm going to sense control switch up. That'll put the radar into ACM mode. Sense control switch left puts it into wide acquisition, which will scan about, I think it's a 40-degree azimuth ahead of the plane. Lock the first thing it sees. You see, in wide mode, we've locked the target and we're ready to shoot. Now, if I offset the plane and put it back into bore sight, there we go. So now the radar can't see the target. If I bring the HIMIX over to look at the target, there you see we locked it to HIMIX. Now if I turn off the radar completely, and then use the weapon select switch right, we'll get the Sidewinder tone. Now 9X's, they can go about 90 degrees off bore sight, so we hold the uncaged switch, get the Sidewinder tone, confirm that the missile is locked by the seeker, kind of going smaller over the target to see we have that kind of big circle, getting the tone, lock. We're pulling out of range here just because we're going so slow, and also the bandit's cold. I'll fire when we just can. Box 2, you see it pulls an absolutely insane amount of G-force. You saw that, that is completely insane. Within about 1 or 2 miles, no one's really dodging that unless they like pre-flaring massively. So we'll switch back to the MRAM, just show what that can do as well. May as well know what it can do. So radar back to operate. Fire an MRAM. Well, we're out of the launch zone. Missile away. I think that'll try and hit, don't know if it will. And splash. They say even MRAMs can be used at very close range. I think MRAMs, they pull about as well as an A9M does. So if you think an A9M will hit, typically an MRAM will too. So that's why you should always bring 9X if you can, because 9Xs, you saw, they turn absolutely insane. And yeah, they're great missiles. So, that was how to do basic air-to-air in the DCS A-18C Hornet. We didn't really cover much in terms of tactics, just very basic tutorial. And in the next air-to-air tutorial, I'll cover kind of more basic tactics, like dogfighting and BVR tactics. So I hope you have a very good day. Hope to see you in the next video. Shark31 signing off.